Most senior leaders have two functions: develop a strategy and execute that strategy. Strategy is like a bet. You're rolling the dice on a plan or an idea. Execution is much harder. Leaders really have two strategies to execute. They can use stroke of the pen power, or they rely on behavior change. Behavior change focuses on people, and oftentimes people are the hardest part of execution. We blame people for our problems, but really it's the system in which we work. Within systems, we're encountering two things. One is the whirlwind of the day-to-day urgent business, and the other are the goals, the important things that need to get done. When businesses are only focused on the whirlwind of the urgent and the day-to-day, projects and companies die a slow death. Focusing on execution means meeting our major goals in the whirlwind of the day-to-day. Execution has two companions: transparency and simplicity. When the goals are clear, everyone can implement. When the goals are simple, everyone understands what to implement. There are 4 disciplines to execution. The first is to focus. And as human beings, we are not programmed to focus. There are interruptions from cell phones and emails, people knocking at the office door, and suddenly everything we hear is a good idea. Unfortunately, we lack capacity. It's suggested that we focus 80% of our time on the whirlwind, the day-to-day, and reserve 20% of our time to focus on our goals. Ask yourself, what's your number one goal? What do you want to accomplish and by when? An example of this principle is NASA's quest to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. Everyone, from the director of the agency down to the janitor, knew that this was NASA's one wildly important goal, and the one thing they needed to get done. The second discipline is to act on lead measures. Get data and develop measures that are predictive and influenceable. When developing those measures, involve the workforce and have them choose what's most important. This can be a lever and signify to the workforce that it's game on. It can drive morale and it can drive engagement. An example is an individual focus on losing weight. One might get a Fitbit or some other step counter, but really counting steps is not a measure of losing weight. It's stepping on the scale and looking at the numbers. The third discipline is keeping a compelling scoreboard. Keep a scoreboard that's simple, that's intuitive, and that everyone can see, so that everyone who's important to moving that goal forward can know whether the organization is winning or whether the organization is losing. And the last discipline is to create a cadence. Focus on the stuff that's important and will help move goals forward. Make accountability part of the fabric of your organization. Ask employees to engage in processes where they answer, "Here's what I'll do this week," and acknowledge that this is a high-stakes game. The 4 disciplines of execution are focus, acting on the lead measure, keeping a compelling scoreboard, and creating a cadence of accountability. Managing these disciplines can help any organization, senior leaders, and employees balance the daily whirlwind and the goals that are most important to organizational success.